Reducing your editing time by 90% isn't a vague goal. It's a specific shift in labor. If a standard project takes 10 hours of manual work today, the right AI stack finishes that video in 60 minutes. To see where those hours go, look at this breakdown. In a 10-hour edit, you lose time logging, trimming, hunting for B-roll, mixing audio, and typing captions. With AI, you begin with a rough cut already assembled, leveled, and captioned. But here is the problem. The market is currently saturated. There are dozens of overlapping free AI tools competing for your attention, making it difficult to tell which ones actually save time. If you try to use all 10 of the most popular apps at once, your production will actually slow down. Moving files between 10 different browser interfaces and learning 10 different layouts creates a massive bottleneck. To get that speed back, you have to accept a specific trade-off. You have to stop managing every individual frame and start letting an algorithm handle the initial micro-decisions. This means you aren't the one choosing the exact millisecond for a transition anymore. The software dictates the pacing, the framing of a crop, or which B-roll matches your sentence. You do not need a dozen disjointed apps to work faster. You just need a curated AI stack, a combination of 2 or 3 tools built specifically for the type of content you create. To find your stack, we're mapping current tools on this chart, measuring speed of output against granular creative control. The short-form extraction stack, Opus Clip and CapCut, sits in the far right corner, offering the fastest results but the least say in the final cut. The process is simple. You take a long-form file, like a 60-minute podcast, and feed the link directly into the extraction algorithm. Within minutes, you get 5 to 10 vertical shorts. They're already cropped for mobile, the captions are generated, and the camera is automatically tracking the speaker's face. The AI does this by scanning the transcript for specific keywords and audio spikes to identify a high-retention hook. Then it cuts the clip based on those patterns. The downside is that the algorithm is blind to narrative nuance. It doesn't understand sarcasm, complex context, or the subtle setup of a long-form story. If you rely on this without a manual review, you hit context collapse. You might end up publishing a clip that completely misrepresents your original point, just because the AI thought a specific sentence sounded like a viral hook. Now look at the tools that generate video from scratch, like NVIDIA AI, Veed, Runway, and Pika. These are the fastest on our list, but they offer the lowest creative control. These require almost no creative input. You just type a single text prompt into a platform like NVIDIA AI and let the generator take over. The software writes the script, generates a synthetic voiceover, pulls in a sequence of B-roll. You can finish a video without picking up a camera or opening a traditional timeline. The first trade-off is the lack of a unique brand identity. When everyone uses the same prompts, the results look generic. It's hard to stand out when your visuals look exactly like every other AI-generated video in your niche. You also have to deal with the limitations of the free tiers. In apps like Runway and Pika, you'll encounter heavy watermarks and clips capped at 3 seconds unless you upgrade to a paid plan. This stack is a volume play. You're choosing to accept a baseline level of generic quality so you can produce a massive amount of content in a very short window. For those who need a professional finish, look at Descript, Adobe Podcast, and DaVinci Resolve. These tools sit much higher on the control axis because they require more human input. With Adobe Podcast, you can take audio recorded in a room with a lot of echo and run it through their enhancement algorithm to make it sound like it was captured in a studio. Then you move to the video. In Descript, you don't move clips on a timeline, you just edit the text transcript. If you delete a sentence from the document, the software automatically deletes that section of the video. This approach removes the need to learn complex editing software. If you can edit a Word document, you can now produce a high-quality video. However, editing by text often leads to visual jump cuts. If you remove too many filler words or stutters, the video can look jarring and unnatural to the viewer. And while DaVinci Resolve offers free, studio-level AI tools for things like background removal, it comes with a steep technical learning curve compared to simple browser-based apps. This stack significantly increases your production value, but it requires you to be more involved in the process, which means trading automated speed for a better-looking final product. The reality of free AI tools is that you always pay a price. That price is either the lack of a unique creative voice or the limitations put on you by the software's free tier caps. Use this matrix to match your profile to the right stack and compromise. High-volume creators on TikTok, your stack is Opus and CapCut. Your compromise is pacing control, except awkward cuts for daily posts. If you are a professional making educational content, your stack is Descript and Adobe Podcast. Editing becomes a writing task, trading visual polish for jump cuts. If you rely on cinematic B-roll without a stock footage budget, use DaVinci Resolve paired with Runway or Pika. Your compromise is time, spending hours mastering prompt engineering. Stop chasing every new AI feature that you see. Pick the specific 2-app stack that solves your biggest bottleneck, accept the trade-off, and get back to the actual work of creating.